Hi everyone, Marilyn O'Malley here. Today I want to share with you how to handle the energies that you feel physically coming up as they show up. And I've made a video on ascension symptoms, which I'll put a link in with this video. So you can go back and see all the different ascension things, because we're all in different places. Some of you are far along the path, and others are just beginning the path of awakening and ascension. But I was just reminded, not last night, the night before, I was awoken feeling intense energies in my body. And I hadn't felt that in a long time. And I remember probably like 3 years ago feeling those energies quite often. And so I wanted to explain some of the different physical things that you can be feeling, and some of that aren't necessarily explained in the ascension. So I'll just explain it to start off the other evening. So waking up, and I do tend, and I don't know for some of you others whether it's at night, I would have energies like flowing up my legs. I would have this, and energies I can't explain even too. I was trying to think about, like, how would I explain that? I would just say they're new energies, and when something new and particularly wakes you up, or just new in that you haven't experienced it before, what happens is it puts us into fight or flight, and we think of it as fearful, because it is new and we don't know what's happening, and we don't know if there's something really wrong with us, or is it just the energies that are going through our body, or energies that are upgrading us, or the activation of the energies activating the DNA in us, and this is how our body is responding to it, or whether it's a solar flare or a CME, or something happening in the cosmos, or we're picking up on the collective energy. Because we're sensitives and that we have an awareness we can be empathic, or just we're attuned to different energies, and not everybody's attuned to collective, but they might be attuned to the sun and flares, and they might be attuned to the earth, volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, different things happening that way. And or you can be, feel a lot of things like I do. And then you're feeling other people. But this I want to talk about. This is mainly you feeling energies that I believe it's activating your body. Like there's something that's coming in, and your body's having to assimilate to it. It's having to and it's giving you energy, and it's changing your DNA. It's activating your DNA. And if you hear digging, it's because of this guy here. That's Bodhi. Say hi, Bodhi. So I can feel like electricity running up through my body. That's what I've felt sometimes. And I can feel my heart like cracking open, like it feels like it's stretching, or you might feel electrical things with it. So first of all, I always say, no matter what you're feeling, first check in with you. If you can get yourself out of the fear, just say, is this a medical issue? Do I need to go to the hospital? I do muscle testing for me, but just check in, and whatever response that you get, right? So if it feels like something else is happening, I need to go to the hospital, or maybe you just, for your own confirmation, need to go to the emergency room or whatever and check in and make sure that you're all right. And then you'll know, and when you are all right and it's not something medically happening to you, that then you know, like when you get that same feeling again, okay, so I'm being activated. Somehow there's some energies that are happening. My pulse can go up high. My heart could be beating fast. But it just, when I check in with it, at first too, yeah, it used to scare the hell out of me. And so, it's all right for you to be scared. And then, use some logic here. Like I said, go through and ask, do I need to go to the emergency room? Am I all right? Is this other energies? Just start to make your own system of checking in. And then I'll just say right off and not save it for the last. One of the things that I've learned to do is just immediately go, okay, I can let this happen. I breathe, I use breathing, and I just breathe and just know it's not gonna last forever. It's not gonna, it might last an hour or whatever or two, but it will work its way through, and the less I resist, the better, the faster it goes. But also what I've found that if I say, that I choose love. I just say I choose love. It's not, I'm not denying what I'm feeling. I'm just saying I choose to be in this energy with love. And usually I'll fall back to sleep right away. Whereas before I used to say that it would be, I'm paying attention to everything that's going on in my body. And it is pretty amazing. But it was scary. And the other night when this, it wasn't the electrical, it was just it's this feeling, and and again, it's new, it's very hard for me to describe, but it's just different, and it's this nothingness, although it feels very deep, and that it is doing something. And it can feel like it felt like so deep, like if I went into it, I would not come out. But that wasn't it, because I said I chose not to buy into the fear. I chose to be, I choose love. I choose to be with love. And so I'm going to experience whatever. And I actually experienced the fear. And the next thing I knew, I was waking up in the morning. So I don't know how it continued or whatever, because it continued with me going to sleep. But I allowed it to continue, and then I felt fine in the morning. So again, the variety of different things. So getting yourself out of the fear mode and just realizing as you're experiencing it, yet knowing it's not life-threatening. When you know that, getting yourself out of that fight or flight and choosing love, choosing to be with it in love, choosing to have love for yourself, to have compassion that you're going through a process. You're assimilating, your body is going, when you feel a new frequency and stuff, it's new. And so part of that is, okay, I'm going to a new frequency. I have no idea what that feels like, or my body is getting ready for that, or whatever is happening to it. And I want to say too, what's coming in my head right now is to say, I don't feel like anybody's taking over. Nobody's taking over my body. This is like, it feels very natural. It doesn't feel like it's something imposed on me. It feels like it's just like an upgrade. But like I said, and different things would happen to me when I would go into some of this too. I would get the chills. I'd get really cold, and I'd chattering, and my body would be shaking, and I was going, again, most of this happened at night, but I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I, if I go flying, and I have this happen, so it almost felt like a, anxiety, like it could be an anxiety, but it wasn't anxiety. It's just like, and sometimes I think it's clearing energy too. So sometimes it's just energy. It's the process of energy breaking down and new energy coming in, and all of us it shows up in different ways. Um, the other thing, I've had vision things where, I can see energy. All of a sudden, it'll pop in that I can see energy around the room, as little squiggles and stuff. Or if I look at lights, they might be like rolling like that. And no, I'm not stoned or on any drugs. It's just I'd be out driving and I could look and see that, and it's like going in between dimensions. Also, I've had the feeling of, taking steps and almost like the ground is rolling or softer in some places. That the ground that I'm walking in is different than the ground that I started. Again, I think like another dimension or feeling something else. It's like you're in between realities, or or going back and forth between, a parallel life or a dimension, like third and fourth dimension, or third and fifth dimension, or fourth and fifth dimension, depending on where you're at. But and again, it's just to be aware of it, to allow yourself to experience it without going into fear. So again, anytime that something like that will be happening is like, I choose love. I choose love. I choose to be with love. I can be very logical with love, and I can be very emotional, or I can spiritual with love. So it's just, and we're all different. So, and you have to work up to this too, right? It's not, when new things are happening to you, at first it's new and you're out of control. You have no idea what's happening. You can't be in control of it. That's scary if you like to be in control, which most of us do, or our ego does at least. And it's the unknown. You don't know what's happening, and you don't know why it's happening. So that's why I just thought I'd get on here and share. It's like, you're going to be in that state of fear from, this is new, it's unknown, or it's been going on for a while with you, and you're upset with it, or you don't understand. But the biggest tool I can say is, I choose love. I choose love. To allow yourself to experience it without fighting it, without rejecting it, without pushing it away. Again, after you've made sure that there isn't a medical issue going on, and that you need to attend to, and be with compassion and patience and awe. It is awesome to realize how we are growing and how we are changing, and we're changing this dense, heavy energy, this physical body, the traumas, the things that we've experienced in this body that are still in the body, and we're releasing those, and then we're evolving into a more plasma, light body, which is very different. So there's some heavy duty stuff that's happening, heavy duty physics. This is physics, quantum physics too. So, and what the other awe that you should get out of this is how connected we are with everything. Like, I had no idea in the beginning how connected we are to the cosmos, to the sun, to the planets, to the, astrology and stuff like that. But it's just like, I've been following the sun now, and what's been happening, and how that's changing, how that affects our weather, how that affects our bodies, how that affects storms, everything. It's just everything on this planet, right? Because it's also what keeps us alive. It's also how important the sun is to us. So get out in the sun, be in the sun. So nurturing yourself, taking care of yourself. If you feel like it, educating yourself at how connected, like, what are the things that are influencing me. Start checking out what is the sun doing. NASA has a whole thing on the sun. I think I've shared, there's also a video, which I'll put on here too, that's with the Schumann resonance and the sun. Will give you some links and stuff, and a better understanding how connected you are to those and how they're affecting you on a daily basis, on an hourly basis. There can be a sun flare in the middle of the night, a big one, and then 2 days later you're affected by that, or we receive something in the night while we're sleeping that is affects our electromagnetic body, and the earth has an electromagnetic field around it, which is thin right now, thinning. It has nothing to do with global warming, it's just thinning. And so we're receiving a lot more information from out in the cosmos right now. Let me see, is there anything else? If you guys have questions, just post the questions and then I can do little videos to answer it, or we could do a live. But again, self-care. If you feel like, if something like this is going on, then connect with somebody who understands that. Like, I have friends that I can call, are you feeling something? Go lay down, get away from people if you can. Take some time. If you're at work, go sit in the restroom or something, or go out and put your feet on the ground in the earth. Earthing, super important. Being out in nature, hugging the trees, or being with animals, being around, I find it's really hard for me to be around people who are dramatic or take a lot of my energy, or are like all freaking all over the place, or there's a lot of people around. I need to be more on my own or out in nature, taking care of myself, not more going inward than going outward. So that's another way for you to really nourish yourself. Drink lots of water, get good sleep, the basics. Moving your body is super important, but you might not be wanting to move your body, or just go walk or lay down on some grass, or walk barefoot, and just take in what's happening, or just lay down in bed. Like I said, a lot of my stuff would happen while I was sleeping, or I can feel it when I'm first waking up early morning. It'll wake me up, and I'll just kind of be there with it, just kind of holding it and saying thank you, thank you, thank you, and I choose love. I choose love. So I think that I'm going to leave that right now, and hope that helps you. And so there's a lot coming in, and so again, depending on where you're at, you if you're just starting, you might be really feeling this a lot. Also, showers, water is really good for grounding. So taking showers or baths, detoxing your body too is really just good all around. That's going to help release some of that density and toxins out of your body. And not being on your phones, not being around electronics a lot when this is going on, to really give yourself space. Like I said, be in nature, only be on your phones or your computers as need be, but really stay away from it. Let your body be as natural as possible during this time, because this will just, it will distract from it, or it will taint it, or stop it, or aggravate it. And that's why a lot of people, as you start to turn into, your body starts to gather more light and less density, we're more affected by the higher G levels, 4G, 5G, all of that stuff, or telephone lines, or computer time, and a lot of, because of our electromagnetic fields, we're being fine-tuned. We're fine-tuning into these incredible instruments, and as we're going through that process, then you can start to create a means of using your energy as you learn to use your energy, so you're not so affected by the 4G, 5G, etc. And then some just can't do that anyway. It's just too much because they're so sensitive, which that's fine. Everybody's different. Everybody's at a different place. And when we learn, as we're learning and we're growing, we're becoming more intuitive. We're all of our multidimensional senses are coming out, and the electronics are a distraction from you learning to be intuitive and multidimensional, and to travel or to clear your energy and do different things that you don't you might already be doing, or you're just learning that you're capable of doing. All right, so hope this helps. Until we meet again, please like and share this, because that helps me get the word out. And if you want more weekly help, join my Patreon group at Patreon Marilyn O'Malley, and look forward to being with you again. Or if you want one-on-one coaching, give me a call. Take care. Bye.